See clearly that whatever we are experiencing, we are aware of it. Just check out that statement in your own experience. Whatever we are aware of, whatever we are experiencing, we are aware of it. We are aware of the sound of this voice, the sight of this room. We are aware of our thoughts and feelings. We are aware of whatever sensations or perceptions may be present. Just let your imagination go wherever it wants in experience. Whatever you encounter, you are aware of it. See that being aware is the constant element in all experience. Everything that we are aware of is continuously changing. Thoughts, images, feelings, sensations, sights, sounds, tastes, etc. Whatever we are aware of is always appearing and disappearing. How long does a thought, sensation or perception last? Not very long. But the experience of being aware remains constant throughout. The thought that each of us is having now is not the same thought that was present 2 minutes ago, or 2 hours ago, or 2 days ago, or 2 weeks ago. The flow of sensations of the body that each of us is aware of now is not the same as it was 2 minutes ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago. But the experience of being aware is the same now as it was 2 moments ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 days ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago. Being aware is the only element of experience that never changes, that never appears or disappears. Everything else we have ever experienced has vanished. Every thought, every feeling, every sensation, every perception. These are vanishing all the time. How long does a thought last? How long does a sensation in the body last? Or the perception of the world? None of these are lasting. But the experience of being aware, just the simple experience of being aware, remains constant, unchanging. It is never affected by what we are aware of. What is the common name we give to the experience of being aware? I. That's what I refers to. The simple experience of being aware, or awareness itself. Each of us says, I am aware of my thoughts. I am aware of the sound of the car. I am aware of the sight of this room. I am aware of whatever feelings are present. They may be pleasant or unpleasant. I is the name we give to that which is aware of our experience. It is the unchanging element that runs consistently throughout all experience. Normally we are so fascinated by what we are aware of. That is, we are normally so fascinated by our thoughts and our feelings, by the state of the body or the perceptions of the world that we are having, that the simple experience of being aware is overlooked. We don't notice it. The experience of being aware is not something that we can be aware of in the same way that we are aware of thoughts and perceptions. Nevertheless, each one of us now has the experience of being aware. If I were to ask each of you, are you aware now? I hope you would all say yes. That yes comes from your experience. It is your experience. I am aware. Now, what would happen if I asked you to direct your attention towards the experience of being aware? Let me just rewind. First, if I were to ask you, direct your attention towards the current thought, whatever it might be. Just give that thought your attention. It's very easy. We all know exactly where to place our attention. If I were to suggest directing your attention towards the tingling sensation at the soles of your feet, again, we all know exactly where to direct our attention. If I were to ask you, direct your attention to these flowers, we all know where to direct our attention. And now if I were to ask you, direct your attention towards the experience of being aware. Where does your attention go? We have already, I hope, admitted to ourselves that we are aware. I hope everybody answered yes to the question, are you aware? The reason we answer yes is because it is our experience. Being aware is our experience. So what happens when we try to direct our attention towards the experience of being aware? Try to do that. What I'm really suggesting is try to turn your attention towards yourself. We have already established the experience of being aware is called I. I am aware of thoughts, sensations, and perceptions. So when I say turn your attention towards yourself, I don't mean towards your thoughts or your feelings or your bodily sensations. You are aware of all of those. Instead of directing your attention to what you are aware of, direct your attention towards the experience of being aware. What happens to your attention when you try to do that? The more we try to do that, the more we realize that it is only possible to direct our attention towards some kind of object, a thought, feeling, sensation, or perception. We can't, as it were, turn our attention round and shine it back in the other direction towards that which is aware of these. It would be like taking a flashlight in a dark room, and to begin with we're shining the flashlight on various objects in the room. And then someone says to us, shine the light on the light bulb from which the beam is coming. The light bulb is the only thing we cannot shine the flashlight on. The light bulb is the source of the light beam. The light beam can never be turned around on itself. It can only shine on something that is apparently other than itself. That is the objects in the room. Likewise, we can give our attention to thoughts. We can give our attention to what is being spoken here. We can give our attention to the sensations of the body. We can give our attention to the sights in the room or the world. But we cannot give our attention to the experience of being aware, or awareness itself. Our attention rises from awareness and is directed towards the object. But awareness is too close to itself to turn around and look at itself. So, how are we going to find out more about ourself? That is, about the experience of being aware or awareness itself. We cannot direct our attention towards it, we can only direct our attention away from it. In fact, it is not the directing of our attention, but rather the relaxing of our attention. Instead of trying to direct your attention towards the experience of being aware or awareness itself, let your attention relax or sink backwards into its source. It is not a directing of the attention, but rather a resting of the attention. The attention is only needed to know objects, that is, thoughts, feelings, perceptions, etc. But to know ourself, attention is not required. So just let your attention fall backwards, sink backwards into its source. Allow it to rest in its source. Its source is just the simple feeling of being, or being aware.